With their business successfully negotiating the early startup years and now going well, Pat and John are keen to create some separation from the inherent risks that come from running a business and their largest asset, their home. Also, as a young family, they're thinking about the financial pressures from taking on bigger commitments and planning for the future from both the business and the family perspective.
Is it possible to protect the family home?
Yes, Pat, it certainly is. The best way to do that will be to be operating the business through a company or a trust with a corporate trustee, where only one of you is the director of that company. The house would then be owned by the other. So, Pat, if you own the house, then John would be the director. So we basically then have a separation of ownership. So if the at-risk business finds it has a creditor come knocking, the house itself isn't on the block because it's not owned by John or something related to him. In the event that you both need to be directors of that company, then a way to deal with that would be to acquire the property through a family trust. Again, the family trust should have a separate company as its trustee. So again, we have a separation between the ownership of the home and the at-risk business. A couple of things to deal with in relation to that would be to make sure that yourself and John aren't seen to be loaning money to the trust, because that effectively is an asset. So if a creditor did come looking to sue, effectively the house would then be open to that creditor, because that would be something very attractive to, say, a trustee in bankruptcy or liquidator in the event of some form of default. Another way to protect yourselves is to avoid director guarantees wherever possible. There are mechanisms whereby we can do that. One will be through the use of a bank guarantee, or perhaps a security deposit where money is put up, perhaps held by the bank, and if there is default, the creditor has access to that, but they do not have access to director assets.
How do we plan for additional costs like education for our children?
Certainly, Pat. Now is a great time to start preparing for your children's education. What we would suggest is having a regular savings plan where we get to use the compound of interest over many years, so that we build up a nice amount of capital there that we can use to provide for the education that we really would like for your children. The ASIC Money Start website has an excellent discussion with regards to that. On there, it actually discusses the use of perhaps a family trust, where we would select the investments ourselves, an investment bond, or an education bond. Each has unique features, and so here at Nexia, we would certainly be able to assist you in making the right decision on what works best for you and the family, the children's education now. Just using that initial information as, I guess, to give you some background information so that we can have a more educated, if you like, discussion up front on the best ways to make sure your children get the education that you would like.